Hello? Hello? Testing. Making sure everything picks up right. Testing. How's this gonna sound with the game audio in the background? Hold on. Let me grab my. Where's that? Alright, here it is. Alright. Putting up the old switch. It's actually not old at all. Ooh. Oh, why did it go red? Why did the bar go red? I hope that doesn't deafen someone, Jesus. Alright. Where's my... Hello everyone. My name is Valley Pro, but you can just call me Devin, and welcome to my channel. Alright, so, here's the deal. I came up with this idea, like a few months ago, where I kind of just wanted to do like a commentary channel, and I finally have the time to do it. So let's just get straight into it. And I saw a squish. That's what I was like. Anyways, so like I said, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this channel yet. I'm just kind of making it for fun right now. Not gonna drift. Just gonna drive. I think that's kind of like what's gonna be. Actually, okay. So the inspiration for this, right? The inspiration for this channel is sort of like those GTA commentary videos. I don't know if anyone can remember those, but like they were really popular back in like 2013, 2014 when GTA 5 released. When all it would be is someone following the rules of the road while playing GTA 5. And I thought that was like not the coolest thing ever. But I did think it was like kind of sweet, you know? Just because, you know, like GTA is like a really violent game, you know? And like someone doing that I thought that was like kind of cool. So like that's kind of what I want to do here. Sorry guys, I didn't want to pass him, but I had to be done. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. I don't think I'm going to stick to just this though. This is just kind of just like a testing video to see like how I like doing this, because who knows, maybe I fall in love with it and I just make it a full-time channel. So hold on, let me pull it real quick. Oh, stop. Alright. Anyways, so sorry, I needed something popped up on my screen. I needed to clear it. So yeah, and I kind of came up with this game when this idea when this game released, because like me and my friend, we watched the trailer inside my dorm room, and when I saw the free roam mode, I kid you not, like hours after I saw that get revealed, I was like, what if I, like those GTA commentary videos, I made one specifically in Mario Kart World, where I just drive around the Mario Kart map and just talk over it. And my friends were like, you should do that. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And then like flash forward to like when this game come out, like April, May. So 4 months and I finally got the time to do it. So yeah. But I mean, that doesn't mean I haven't been playing this game at all though. Like you don't really see it right here because like I thought it would be kind of like symbolic to use Mario and Default Kart, but I have been playing this game a lot. Like I actually really liked it when it first came out. It did have its problems. I think the biggest one was the Grand Prix. I mean, like, I get it, like, you probably, if you've heard anything about this game, you probably heard this exact spiel a couple times, but, like, whoop, because I'm going up here. You probably heard this exact spiel a couple times, but, what the Grand Prix does is that it's, like, different from, like, the last few games, where instead of, like, 3 laps on, like, a particular racetrack, it does. Oop, kind of took that a little too fast. Oh, sorry, Dragons. Whatever you were. Yeah, anyways. So what it is, like the Grand Prix, is like, instead of 3 laps on 4 races, it's 3 laps on the first race, and you drive to the next racetrack, and you race on that racetrack for 1 lap. And, okay, while that's not necessarily, like, the worst idea I ever heard in my life, like, I get why they would. Like, I get it, right? Because, like, it's open world, like, you can go anywhere. And I went back to the same exact place, so I'm going to turn around to, like, make this a little more interesting. But, go anywhere, so they kind of wanted to show that feature off. But in all the places to do it, like, the most popular game mode that everyone, like, unanimously plays whenever they hop onto this game, I don't know why that one. And it also makes the Grand Prix really boring. Because, like, okay, like, I need to actually explain this. So, I keep going in a circle. There's not a map. That's another gripe I'm going to talk about later. But, for right now, let me go back to the Grand Prix. Is, what it, like I was saying, like, so, 1 lap on the last 3. While that was kind of cute the first time I played it, I was like, oh, wow, I get to drive to other racetracks. That's kind of cool. By like 150cc, you get tired of it because, like, okay, look around real quick. Let me just stop. Let me pull over and stop. There's nothing. There's literally nothing to do. Like, I get it. I'm in a desert, and like, I shouldn't really expect too much out of it. But like, still, like, I just drove in another circle again. I'm just gonna like bypass this, but like, there's nothing to do really. Like, you see that P block? That's the most I get to do in this open world. So imagine that, but you race on it. Yeah, it's not very exciting. So by like I said, like, not even 150cc. That's giving me too much credit. By like 100cc. So like my second playthrough of all the cups, that got boring. So. And it's also a shame because, like, in my opinion, these are some of the best tracks that, like, Nintendo's ever released in the franchise. Like, period. Like, they all look amazing. Like, look at this. This is, like, you'll see in a second. But this is just Airship Fortress. Like, this beloved, like, track from the DS. Looks cool. Look at it. It looks awesome. But this is one of the racetracks you only race 1 time on. You only get to see it for one lap. In the entire Grand Prix, you see it for 1 lap. And I just think that's kind of lame. I'm not the only person, obviously. So, yeah. And then, what was my second biggest gripe? Oh yeah, so, there's no way to see a map in free roam. Like, the reason why you saw me just now. I drove in like a circle like 4 different times. And granted, I don't exactly have the best directions. But like, come on. Like, a map, like that mini map is all I get, and it's the worst map I've ever seen in my life. What information is that telling me? Like, besides like what I can just look at, you know? So, I don't know. This game, because the content itself is really good. But I think Nintendo just, like, flew a little too close to the sun. Developed a little too close to the, I don't know, C#. I'm just gonna let that soak in. That was a terrible joke. I'm gonna let that soak in. But like, okay. So, Mario Kart World. Good game. I think, like, the laps themselves, or the tracks themselves, I mean, not the laps. The tracks themselves look amazing. But those 2 big issues that I have with it, like, bring the game down, like, seriously. And also, like, the $80 is, like, also was, like, a little ridiculous. I bought the $50 version because I was getting a Switch too anyways. But, like, some people out there have to buy $80. This is not an $80 game. This is like a $40. 40 to 60. So that's just kind of the whole thing. But like, I guess the big question would be like, how does it compare to like other games in the franchise? Let's see here. So SNES to like, I don't even know, to like just before the GameCube version. So those games, all those games are clearly worse than this one. Like, I don't even need to tell you that. But like GameCube version and Double Dash, those are good games. Those are really good games. And like, I can't, in my heart of hearts, I cannot possibly like tell someone that like Double Dash or Wii especially, or Mario Kart DS. Mario Kart DS is worse than this one actually. I won't go that far. But like Wii or even 8 like are all worse than this game. But just because of like those massive problems that it just has. If it didn't have those problems, then I would probably rank at least higher than 8 in my mind. But like, as of like right now, and like the state that I released in, the $80 plus the no map plus the stupid ass Grand Prix layout, this is like, I would say like 3rd or 4th best at best. But yeah, and I kind of talked about this at the start of the video, but I don't just want to do this. Like, I don't just want to drive around and like for my content. Almost hit that car, but that's okay. It's a passing lane anyways. Hold on. So, I don't just want to do this, right? Because this is not very exciting content. This is purely commentary. It's purely commentary. So, I don't want to hit the mushrooms. I think it kind of ruins the illusion. But, oh, there you go. So, what I kind of want to do is, I kind of want to just do like a commentary video for like each of like the main Mario characters. So, like, not the extra characters. You'll know which ones I'm talking about. The ones that don't get like more skins, right? Like those. I don't really want to do those. Rest of those. But like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, like the ones that are actually Mario characters and like are actually like iconic in a way. I guess you can argue Goomba's iconic, but you know what I mean. Like the ones who get like actual extra skins. I want to do at least one commentary video for each of those characters, and then I want to move on to other games or other things to do, because I do not need to stick to just gaming. Like that's kind of like the goal he's turning. Oh, I was gonna hit. All right. So I don't want to stick to just gaming. I know how to draw, right? So it'd be pretty cool, like one day to like upload like speed paintings, or like what about like baking videos or like cooking videos, because I do both of those things too. I've been getting really into cooking lately, so maybe I can do something like that. Or I can play other games, because like even though I don't want this to just be a gaming channel, I do like playing video games. So maybe something else. Like I've been thinking about like the 3D Mario games, or right now Hollow Knight and Silksong are really popular because Silksong just released, so maybe I hop on that. One of my friends really wants me to play those two games because he loves those two games, and I want to love those two games too. So maybe I'll play some of those. Or when the next Final Fantasy VII game releases, I want to upload videos on that because I really like the first two games, and I think it'll be really cool to do videos about it, since I have a channel to do that now. And I don't know, we'll have to see what like the future of this channel holds. I don't just want to be like upload a video and be done with it. I don't want this to be like a one and done channel. You know, I want this to be like an actual channel that like I upload things to, not because I want money, even though that would be really nice, I'm not gonna lie. Like if I can make money off of this channel, I don't want to do for the money. I want to do it because I like doing it, and I like making like an archive for like how my life is going. I'm only 22. Who knows how long I'm gonna be doing this channel for? So it would be like a little like glimpse of my life, in like this like a moment, like a little moment. Like I'm cutting out like a little moment of my life and recording it and putting it online for older me, whether I'm 30, 40, 50, whatever, to come back to and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. I remember when I did this. So I actually like want to upload a lot of videos and also like, I don't know, just like enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, it won't just be gaming, it'll be all sorts of stuff. I hope I enjoy doing it, and I hope whoever watches this enjoys watching it, because I'm back here. Okay, I thought I was not, did I just drive in a circle again? Okay, so I guess this kind of sets expectation for what these videos are going to be like. My apologies. I mean this area is really cool. I think it's supposed to be Daisy's Kingdom. I forget what it's called. It's not Salasa Land, right? Something like that. Is it Salasa Land? I don't know. But like, yeah. So that's the general idea. And so let's get into because I don't just want to talk about like my channel aspirations, you know. Doesn't make for very good content. So let me just pull over here. I don't pull over, hold up. Hello, Yoshi. Alright, let me grab my list. That's just a receipt. I don't actually have a physical list. I have a Google Doc of things to talk about. So one of the things that I have on my list here is work stories. So over the summer, okay, let me give you like a brief like where I'm at right now in my life. So last semester of college, and over the summer I worked a job for extra money. I worked at a movie theater just down the street from me. The pay was terrible, and I only did it really for the experience, so that I can put them on a resume for my future job, and they can be like, wow, Devin, you're such a good worker. Or I guess not to me, but to my employers, my future employers. So they can be like, yeah, Devin was a really good worker. And believe me, I worked my butt off in that stupid ass movie theater. So that's kind of what the story will be centering around, is like random stuff that happened while I was working. So on my list here, I have written down old lady pooping story. So what that's all about is, so level bit, right? I've been working here for like, let's say like a month, not really all that much, and you always hear horror stories about like, okay, I need to get away from the bazaar. Hold on. So like I was saying, I like about a month into working here, and I'm getting to know my coworkers a little well, everything, but nothing too traumatic has happened. Like nothing that has left like a really bad impression on me, I should say, until this. So there's a few different jobs that you kind of work at whenever you're working in the theater. So you kind of have the ushers who like clean up the movie theaters, you know, serve food. Those are technically food runners, but the theater I worked at was cheap, so ushers had double the jobs. And so, clean movie theaters, serve food, and work podium. Like the people at the front who, like at the front of the theaters who like check a ticket to make sure no one sneaks in. We allowed it anyways, but like, to each their own. Just went into another circle, that's fine. Yeah, so on this particular day, it was just me and one of my coworkers. And just me and one other person, I should say. And that's fine. It was like a morning shift. You don't generally just want 2 people working the entire theater by themselves, but like, whatever. It was morning shift, not many people were coming in, like, whatever. So, I try to remember what happened. So, okay, I had to go do something real quick. And, no. Okay, let me back up just like 2 seconds. So, I'm sitting at podium. My coworker's busy, and one of my managers, she comes up to me, and she's like, Devin, when you get the chance, send a girl into the women's bathroom so they can clean it. And I'm like, okay, I'll make sure to do that. Which is perfect because my coworker, my only other coworker, she's a girl. Or she was a girl. She's not dead, it's just not a coworker anymore. She's the only girl working there really. So I was like, hey, whenever you get the chance, can you go into the bathroom and like clean it up? Like the manager asked us to like clean it, so can you go do that? And she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So she grabs the supplies, she goes into the bathroom, and then I have to go do something else. So I had to go clean the theater. So I have to call someone from recessions to come and watch podium for me. And I go in there, I clean the theater, I come back out, and I notice that my coworker is still in the bathroom. Like, she hasn't come out yet. And I didn't think anything of it. Like, some people take extra time to clean the bathroom. Some people just go into the stall on their phones the entire time, really. So I didn't really expect anything out of it until the person I called over from concessions walked up to me, and she was like, hey, just so you know, a little old lady just passed by podium, and she smelled really, really bad. And I was like, really? I was like, really? Alright. I'll keep that in mind. So, here I am sitting at podium. A few more minutes pass by, and then finally, my coworker comes out of the bathroom, and she looked fucking traumatized. She looks like she went to Vietnam. She looked so like I cannot describe the look on her face. She looked like she saw some shit. And as it turns out, she literally did see some shit. Because, like, she comes over to me and was like, Devin, don't, Devin. I was like, what happened? She's like, there was shit everywhere. I'm just like, what do you mean? And she was like, there was poop all over the toilet seat, poop all over the floor, poop all over the walls, and there was a poop trail leading out from a stall and to the sinks that I had to clean up. And I was like, what? And I remembered what the concessions worker said earlier, how there's a little old lady who like smelled really bad. So I was like, what the fuck? What? So we did a little investigation. We were like, okay, that's concerning, because if she did that to the bathroom, and like, what is she going to do in the theater? Because like, I remember, because at this time I remember, like, on my way out from cleaning the theater, I remember I saw like a little old lady, and she was like the oldest person I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, she was old, like, and she had like a nurse with her as well. And I was like, so me and my coworker, we were just kind of standing around, we're like, what is gonna happen in that theater? So I go back over to concessions. I track down the person who covered for me, and I ask her like, "Hey, do you know what theater like that little old lady went to? Like, do you?" And she was like, "Yeah, Theater 8." And so after I find that out, I go back over to go back over to podium, and me and my coworker, we talk about it, and we're like, "Hey, there's gonna be a doomsday level apocalypse coming out of that theater, and we need to be prepared." So we go down to like the minute of like what is exactly going to happen. Like we find out the exact time that theater is going to drop. We find out that like 5 more coworkers are coming in at that time or before that time, so it won't just be us cleaning it up. And thank fucking God for that, because just before that theater dropped, I swear to God, I had something to do. Like I didn't, like, granted I didn't really want to clean the theater, so I wasn't exactly gonna say no, but like I had to go do something. And then the theater drops, and I come back, and all my coworkers are here. That's how long I was gone. But like, before I left, none of my coworkers are there, and then as soon as I get back, all 5 of those coworkers are there now. So I'm sitting there, and they, oh my God, they looked like they were about to throw up. They looked so like disgusted. They're doing that thing with their nose where like you like scrunch it up because you like have like a really bad smell, you can't get out of it. They just looked tired. Even though like a vast majority of them just got there, they looked tired. And especially my supervisor, who like I've never seen her so angry. She looked so pissed off. It was kind of glorious to watch, because it's like, like you probably have those people in your life where like there's like an emotion you never really see out of them, and you're just and like it's like morbid curiosity, really. Like you're like, you don't like want them to feel that way, but like if they do, you're like, wow, I've never seen you like this. It's like that. Like I've never seen her so fucking pissed before. Worked there a month, she's never been that angry. So she's like cussing. She's talking about like how she has to like pour bleach on the carpet. Like apparently what happened was the little old lady, she pooped herself in her seat, got it all over her seat. The nurse didn't do anything, and then there was a trail of shit, like liquidy shit, leading from her seat across the aisle, down the stairs, and around the corner and out the door, down the hallway, and on the way out of the theater. All of that had to be cleaned up by the ushers. And I hear that, and I'm just like, oh my God, I am so glad I did not have to clean that up. But that was just so terrible. I felt so bad for all my coworkers, because like in general, like my coworkers were like pretty good people. There's like a few that I have a problem with, I won't lie, but like in general, they're like very hard workers. Like they knew like, hey, let's get the paycheck, we actually have to do our job, stuff like that, right? Sorry, I don't know what that was. I think I like hacked up or something. But like generally like good people, and like almost 0 complaints. And I can say the same about like my supervisors and my managers. But and this segues into the next story I want to tell. But there was a manager that I had a problem with for a significant amount of time. I won't say how long, because to be honest, like the grudge eventually went away, but it stuck with me for a while. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it was my main manager. It was the usher manager specifically, who let me just tell the story. So I wasn't working there long, right? I wasn't working there long. You know, I wasn't too used to like the protocols yet, and generally like my managers, supervisors were like very forgiving. Like I remember the first couple days I was there, like I messed up a nacho. I poured the wrong thing on a nacho, and they were like, and the kitchen had already made it, and no one gave me shit for it because I just got there. Really, it was like my third day, and like you know, it's like yeah, I'm new. Like I guess this is sort of expected. They weren't giving me really hard time, except on one particular issue, and it was my usher. Like, what the fuck? All right, I feel like that's a safety hazard or whatever. Anyways, so I'm talking to my manager. Actually no, okay, let me back up real quick. So I get there, and as I'm walking through the front door, I notice that I'm missing my name tag. Because our uniforms are a t-shirt with the company logo on it, jeans, belts, black non-slip shoes, and a name tag. And for the most part, I kept fine with it. You know, I didn't really mess it up at all, except one time, and it was this time. I forgot my name tag. So I walk in, see my supervisor, see my manager, see my coworkers, and generally none of them are giving me shit for it. They're just like, you know, hey, next time you come, make sure to bring it. And I'm just like, okay, perfect, I'll do that. Sorry about it, yada yada yada. We're talking, we're chatting, and then my usher manager comes over, and he's like, we're talking, and he's like, where's your name tag? And I'm just like, oh, I forgot it. Or no, I said a joke. I was like, oh yeah, it's gone. And he was like, oh, you're gonna have to buy a new one. And you know, I thought I was joking. You know, like, cause oh, I just told a joke. Oh, haha. Right? I was like, oh no, it's not actually gone. You know, I know exactly where it's at. It's on my dresser back home. And so I didn't really take him seriously. I'm continuing to talk, and I think he notices that I did not take him seriously even like a little bit, because he repeats himself. He's like, no, you need to buy a new one. I'm just like, what? And the supervisors around me are just like, huh? What do you, like, the supervisors, both of them were there, and they were both like, he has to buy a new one? I've been there for like a week or two, and he has to buy a new one? Alright, whatever. So I'm like, I'm looking around at my coworkers, and even they're like, they're making him buy a new one. And I'm just like, is this not normal? Why is he making me? Like, I literally just got here. Why is he making, like, no one is real, like I said, it took me a bit to realize he's not joking. Like, he actually wants me to go up to the front and buy a new one. Because it's so irregular for this to happen. That, like, everyone, and so I'm like, alright, so I go up to, me and my supervisor walk up to the front, to the cash registers, and let me tell you that the concession people, even they were like, they didn't even know what goes on in the back of the theater, I'm pretty sure, and even they were like, they're making him buy a new one? Did he just get here? So, like, my shock is not, like, unfounded here. Like, everyone in the theater is like, I can't believe the usher manager's making him do this. So I'm there, and they're like, they give me the options, actually. They give me two options. Either I buy a new one, or I get sent home. Because I'm out of uniform, even though I'm not. I have the shirt on, I have the jeans on, I have the belt on, and I have the non-slip shoes on. I am not out of uniform. I am actually very in uniform. So I get two options, right? So I buy a new one, which costs $5 that I do not want to cough up, or I get sent home. And I get written up. Because, like I said, I was out of uniform, so I get written up. And that's on my record. I can't just, that would go on my record. So I'm like, are they serious about that? So, like, I remember I asked my supervisor, like, am I actually going to get written up for this? Like, can you go ask the usher manager about, like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? And so she goes, she's like, she talks to him for a little bit. I'm standing here, like, kind of shell-shocked at the concessions, and she comes back and she's like, yeah, the manager's 100% serious. If you refuse to buy a new one and you get sent home, you're getting written up. I've been there for a week. What do you mean? I'm getting written up for a mistake that literally anyone could make. So, I concede. I was like, I don't want that on my record. I cough up $5 for a new piece of plastic, and I spend the rest of my shift insanely pissed off, especially at the usher manager. And it sucks because we got there at the same time, so I'm going to be spending my entire shift with this manager. So I do what any self-respecting adult is, because I am 22 and not a child. I just shut my mouth and do my work. I do the work. I don't talk to anybody basically unless they talk to me first, and I get through my shift scolding with anger, but not wanting to let it out because, like I said, I want to keep this job because I did want the extra money, and I did want the experience. So like whatever. But man, that for like the next few weeks, I was pissed. Like I was calling him like the fucking. I was calling him the worst manager ever. Even though he was like genuinely like a nice dude, and I eventually got over it, like I was pissed. Because like there was this one supervisor that everyone complains about there. And I was like, nah, like that supervisor's not on the same level as his manager, bro. Like that manager's terrible. And they're just like, they stop for a second, like, what are you talking about? Like I can see it on their faces where they're like, I'm falling. Ow, right. Like I saw it on their faces where like, for a split second, they were like, what do you mean you think the manager is worse than the supervisor? And then they like look down at my name tag, and they're like, oh, okay. They remember. I was like, oh, yeah, I get that. So I was like, but generally that was like the most annoyed I think I've ever been with like a manager or any of my coworkers really. So yeah, my coworkers really nice, like I've been saying. But eventually the day did come that I need to quit, and so I can go back to school and focus on my work because I want to pass college and become a teacher. So yeah, more job, I know, but I had to quit. And the day that I put in my 2 weeks, right, because I had to send him like a letter, was the day that I wasn't working. So I put in my 2 weeks, and then I didn't work that day because he actually gave me the day off. My usher manager gave me the day off, and the next day I worked, which was the next day. I think it was a Saturday. Put in my 2 weeks in on Friday. Saturday I came in, and I'm there. I'm kind of tired because I spent all night doing an assignment, and I actually get sent home early, like an hour into my shift. And then so a week goes by, and I realized something that I didn't tell any of my coworkers about the fact that I'm not working there anymore. And it's been a week. Like, he's not going to work me my last week because there's really no point. Like, a movie theater during the school year is already like running on limited time. They're not going to be giving shifts to people who are leaving like literally the next day. So chances are the next Saturday I worked was going to be my last shift. So I come in and I'm just like, how am I going to do this? Like, do I Irish goodbye my coworkers and just I don't want to be back here, hold on. So do I Irish goodbye my coworkers? Do I just, like, what do I do here? And thankfully that wasn't decided for me because my supervisor, she came over and she's like, or no, I come up to the podium and my supervisor there and two of my coworkers were just standing around, and she was like, are you ready for your last day? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, is this like for sure your last day? I'm like, yeah, I don't work tomorrow. There's no way the manager's gonna schedule me tomorrow, like, or next week. So yeah, chances are this is my last day. And my coworkers overhear this and they're like, wait, Devin, you're leaving? And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And they're like, wait, today's your last day? Like, yeah. I was like, why didn't you tell us? And I felt so bad because like like I said, these are genuinely good people here. Like, I really liked talking to like most of them, and I had almost zero issues with them. Like these are good. Like, I felt really bad that like the way they found out was on my last day. Like, I gave them zero prep time to discover this. But like eventually, like they're like, but like they had to find out eventually, right? So I just confessed. I'm like, yeah, this is my last day, yada yada. They're like, why didn't you tell us? And I was like, I couldn't find the time. Like, I didn't work basically at all last week. This is the only day I'm working this week. The reason why you guys are finding out at all is because I worked today at the same time as y'all. And they're like, you couldn't like text us in the group meet? And I'm just like, no one has ever done that before. Why would I? Like, there's no precedent for that. Like, why would I do that? And they were like, you still could have done it. And I'm just like, you're right. But there's no precedent, so like, you know. So, yeah. And my last shift went great. I really am gonna miss those people. My coworkers were very like, a lot of my coworkers were like, Devin, dude, it's your last day, don't do shit. Like, stop fucking working, just go stand by podium. Like, you don't gotta do anything. I was like, alright. So, it took about, I don't know, like 4 hours for me to finally stop working. Because I don't know why, but I really wanted that extra, like, 20 bucks I was getting from working today. So, man, this traffic galore, goddamn. There you go. Oh, shit. Oh, excuse you. But yeah, so, last thing, I was basically just chatting it up with all my coworkers, said some pretty good goodbyes, and that's about it, because never really gonna see them again. Maybe. I don't know, I might work there in like December, and I'll probably see a few of them at that time, but for the most part, yeah, gonna miss them. They're really cool people. I wish I could really, if, one of the big problems is that like, I, like, you know, the coworkers, right, like, you're not really exchanging like numbers and shit, so it's like, the most interaction I really got with them was like, hey, or like outside of work was, hey, can you take my shift? Or, hey, I can cover your shift for you. And like, that's it. So, yeah, gonna miss them. Hope they do well in life. Told them as much as while I was walking out the door. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a bunch more stories to tell, but I've been doing this for a while, and I'm kind of scared to see how long I've been going. So I will find a suitable stopping place and end. Let's see here. I'm below this bridge. Alright, on this rock, right over here. Alright. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.